will continuously say the same thing until that day comes. So maybe some people can save a few dollars, or can save a few hundreds, or can save their saving that they've worked so hard for the year, and be wise in their usage, because you will need to make sure that whatever you have saved, it's enjoyed by the people you love. It goes back to your value. If you value your family, make sure your family, they enjoy the value of your saving for the year, or what you have gone out to invest in for this December celebration. Your family has to be the taker of that, because you value them and you love them. And not only then, it includes you as part of that equation. And don't allow whatever that you have saved, all those funds, all those money, everything that you have sacrificed to save up for the year, and for other people just to come and enjoy it and go and move on with their lives, and they already have establishment and things of their lives, but only the spur of the moment, only for that moment, only for that day, only for this season, that they will become part of your life, and then they take away everything and anything that you have saved, and then you're left with nothing. If you spend your saving on the valuable things, or people with value around you, or people who close to you, then you can always say in your heart that it's well spent, because I feel that way. If I spend thousands on my children or my grandchildren by paying for their airfares to travel with me, if I spend thousands for them to travel with me, or to go for a cruise, or I take my family with me, I never look at the value. I don't look at the value of money that I use. I look at the value of my children, and I look at the value of my grandchildren. They're so valuable, and they mean a lot to my life. They are my life. So when I'm spending that money, I don't question it. I don't think twice about it, because I know I'm spending it on the people that means a lot to me. They are my life. They are my family. And I feel that way. And I would like to bring that thought to you. Whatever that you're spending, you will only spend it on the people that are valuable to you, people that brings value to your life, and that goes for your family. And if you don't have any value for your family, then you're spending it the way you want to spend it. If you emphasize more value to your friends, or more value to everybody else around apart from your family, then it automatically shows on your bonding with your family, like your family is not valuable to you. So maybe this is a moment, or this is a time, or 2023 becomes the year for you to relook, review, and reprioritize your life, because whatever that you value here, that's where your money goes. So your budget for 2023 December really depends on your value. If you value your party, and you value your outgoing lifestyle, whatever that you value here, that's where your money is going to go. If you value your investment, value in clearing your mortgage, if you value that you're going to embark onto 2024 with other things for you to achieve, then that's where your money is going to go. So it really depends on you. It doesn't mean that anybody will come and tell you what to do, but it's you that has to make the decision from within you. So maybe other years you begin to do whatever you want to do. Maybe for this year you take a moment and listen to advices through this family table talk, or maybe counsel from elders, or those who are older than you, or from the church that you belong to, or even in the social gathering that you belong to. Try and listen to some advices that can bring more maturity, and not only that, and more achievement and wisdom and values to life than the normal. I mean, gone are the days that you keep on partying until you drop dead. Gone are the days that you continuously do those silly things. When you look at your age and you consider your family, consider your children, and even your children, they're looking at parents who live this kind of lifestyle that that used to be there in the never. And I believe in these days there shouldn't be any of those things that are happening. But natamat sando dono me matua, natamat sando dono me wakayalo, natamat sando dono me dakava na ito way kili kaya kena kamera redeti ko na luviandra. Merakota talaga men meraka ko ni raweli tunga na baka maruta ka tunga na non rambula, meramaka baka maruta ka na non ramata bubali. And I believe this is the moment, this is the time. It has changed a lot for Fiji. Before we used to hear a lot of rowdy drunkards on the road screaming their head off, or swearing at every Tom, Dick, and Harry on the street. And now that it's really toned down. It is really, a change from what it was. If it happens, maybe not as what it used to be before, but prayerfully, that can stop, or that can, that man that is screaming his head off or swearing at somebody, he's a father to some children, and he's a husband to a beautiful woman. Or that woman who's actually doing the same thing, she's a beautiful wife to a handsome guy out there, and she's a wonderful mother to some of the children. So sometimes the season or this kind of thing sort of, bring a bad omen or a bad karma to your life that is not worth. Because when you look back at it, the damage it brings, it damages the very thing that you love.
According to stats, it's increasing.
Yeah.
Even though we don't see the rowdy, the partying, but the result of divorce and unwanted pregnancy, HIV increase, it's on the rise at the moment. So things are happening just because of our wrong priorities. It goes back to what you say, the wrong priorities. The family values, we are sharing something that can improve in some way or the other, especially the values, human value, and the family values. And at the moment, there maybe the shift in the song or an occasion is different now, but the result continue to skyrocketing, they continue to increase. That means the value of human beings becomes reducing all the time. People are value their how do I look to the world, how the things that I achieve, like more on a public stage. People are not focusing on the private stage, their life, their relationship, our relationship, our children, what is the pattern, what is the lifestyle that we are handing to our children. All those things become a reduction. It's more on we look nice into the world, we look nice in the social media. And that's why the value of being together, the unique of
family bonding is no longer there.
Is no longer there. And that's why we're having a big problem with rebellious children, because most of the children, they come from a home that maybe only one parent.
Or absent father and
mother. And that's why a lot of young people are on the street at the moment. I remember when I came to a parents interview one time, and the teacher was saying, before it can be only 1/3 or less than 1/3 the children in a class that comes from broken family, but nowadays it's even more students are coming from broken families. And imagine the emptiness, the love, the missing of love that they need. It's no longer there. So it's a value that we really need to work on, our values, which priority that we place number one in our life, because our priority then will make us work towards it. Whatever is happening in our lifestyle, that is what we prioritize the most.
Be wise with your spending, be wise with everything that you do.
Your timing.
It takes me to the credit card. I want to talk about the credit card. The banks here in Fiji, now they have debit cards, which means, and I know all over the world you have debit cards as well, which means like in Fiji, if I take my BSP debit card, whatever money that I have with my account in Fiji, in BSP, I can also use the same. And that goes for any other bank that I belong to. And for Fiji, for those of you that are travelers that usually leave Fiji shores, I think we have the limit of $5,000 Fijian per month that you can spend outside Fiji or as and when you travel. And these are some of the travel tips that we can talk about today as we round up the program. And even when you're traveling, as you reach immigration, a few questions asked that has helped us to change the way they do things, because it's not written anywhere. But as and when you come to immigration, they will be asking you how much Fijian cash do you have with you. And before you say, okay, I have about 300, I have about 400. And I never used to ask what is the limit. But later on, then I find out that you can only take a limit of $500 Fijian cash outside Fiji, which means you can only travel with $500 Fijian in cash out. So to the countries that you're traveling to, then you're supposed to change whatever other money that you have to the currency of the country that you're traveling to. If you're traveling to New Zealand, it has to be New Zealand dollars or Australian dollars or American dollars or whichever country that you're traveling to. That you can either change that money with your bank or with Western Union, MoneyGram, and any other agency that you can find here in Fiji. These are the travel. And also, as and when you arrive into the country, it says in the immigration declaration form, as you leave, that you are being asked whether you're taking more than 10,000. And also when you arrive into any country in the world, it will also ask you whether you have 10,000 or more of the currency that you will need to declare. And also if you need to change your money, you can change your money 10,000 less with your passport and your ticket to any agency or to the bank when you change your money, which means you can still travel with thousands, but it has to be $10,000 or less. And it has to be declared, because when you take your passport, that's written at the back of your passport. When you go through immigration, they will also cite the same on your departing immigration and your arrival immigration on the funding that you're taking with you. And that is for travel. I'm just rounding up a few travel tips in case you are planning to travel or you've traveled and you haven't traveled before. Those are the finances when it comes to travel, and the debit cards that you can take with you. For BSP, you can open, like your existing account, you can ask them to give you a BSP Visa debit, which means whatever account you have an access, a card that you can use in Fiji, and also you can have on the same account a Visa debit. You can use it anywhere in the world. And the same goes for ANZ as well. For ANZ, also have an ANZ debit card that you can also use that anywhere in the world as you travel. And for these two banks that I usually use, you will need to advise them that you are traveling, which means either a Viber or email. Email is good because it's more authentic. Send them an email to say, I will be traveling to this country for these dates, and I will be using my card. So they are aware when they see the activities of your card in any of the country, they are already aware that you are actually there, other than another person taking your card and using the card on your behalf. So they are aware that you are actually there using the card yourself. So you will need to advise the bank on email, or go and visit them and tell them that you're taking your card with you and you are using it with them and the dates. So as soon as you arrive, they know that you're back in the country on those usage. Sometimes if you take the card without advising them, I did that when I traveled to Romania. I forget to tell them that I was going to go from England to Romania. When I tried to use my card in Romania, it didn't go through. But even though I knew that I have my money in my card, but it didn't go through. It kept on declining. Then when told me, oh, you didn't tell us that you were in Romania. So you need to advise them the country that you're going to go to and the country that you're going to be using your card with, and also keep them advised, and they will let you know. And sometimes it declines on the usage, or 2 or 3 times in a day indirectly. It's trying to tell you there is a maximum that you can use in a day. And those are the little things that you can be aware of if you are taking those debit cards with you. For me, I find debit cards safe, even though it incurs a charge of a commission or a percentage fees. It comes with the fees, but I'm still good with those fees. I remember in my early days of work, I used to have credit cards, and the credit card goes to different levels. The levels that you bank with, where your salary goes, and they give you credit cards to that level. I was with Westpac as well as ANZ, but I think I got my credit card with Westpac. And they give you according to the levels. And you know what credit card is, eh? Credit card is the money that you don't have. Always remember, whenever you look at the credit card, be reminded it's the money you don't have. The money you don't have. Because when you think of the money you don't have, for me, I think that way, the money I don't have to help me not to spend. Because it reminds me I don't have this money. So indirectly speaking, I cannot spend this money. It's the money I don't have. But credit card, it's very tempting and very easy to kill it. Very easy. I remember in those years, and I know my friends can vouch for this. Nearly every weekend we're catching the flights to go. We'll catch the evening flight to Melbourne or the evening flight to LA, and then we come back on a Monday or Tuesday morning. Just going to shop. Go and, stay with the crew in their hotels and the shop. And that credit card, boy, it does its job. It has its gain. And because it's the money you don't have. And then you come back and you face with your payments. So you have a payment plan for a credit card. You get, your billings come. And then you know how to work around it. And there's quite a few of us who always do that. I'm sharing from my experience because you can be doing the same now. And like if you want to use your credit card again, then I will put in a payment. Like if I want to use, my credit card was on a 5,000 limit. If I want to use another 2,000, I'll put in a payment of 2,000 because I'm traveling and I want to use that 2,000. So you play around with your credit card that way. But on the other hand, you're always owing because it's the money that you don't have. Yeah. It's never your money from the beginning. And, and that's how it goes. I've reached a point in my life that I say to myself, no, I cannot continue to do this. I believe as I get matured, not only matured, I begin to value my savings. I do a lot of savings because I grew up saving. I grew up in a very staunch teaching on savings and things that you can do. And somehow, even though I was spending, there's always that thought lingering at the back of my mind, this is not you, you cannot be doing this thing, you better stop. And come the moment I said to myself, no, I will stop doing this thing. So I save up my own money to spend. I go for debit to be my resource, which means if I reach my limit, that's it. If I don't have it, that's it. That's my money. Yeah. It's the only money that I can spend. And I cut the credit card and I stopped having the credit card. I pay off all those credit cards. And I think that was way back in 2002 or 2003. I clear all my credit cards and I begin to live on with my debit cards and the cash that I have on me. And it has taken me from that time until now. I don't owe anybody any money. I don't go running to the money lender. I save my own money, and I'm still saving for my children and my grandchildren to take them for vacation. Things that I used to achieve before, considering having access to a good pay and credit cards. I still enjoy that life now without having all those things on me. And I believe I've heard a little bit from New Zealand as I, fellowship with a few people out there, and also in Australia and America. A lot of your living is on. Even though if you want to go on debit solely, you need to be on a credit card because your credit rating is based on the usage of your credit card. And it goes for Europe as well.
So they encourage credit.
Yeah. They encourage credit. They encourage you to get a credit card.
Not a debit.
And not a debit. And most places that you want to go and pay for in your debit card, they say, no, we don't take debit. We only take a credit card. And because they want you to need now. And with your credit rating, it helps. When you come again, or when you want to take a loan, or when you want to buy a house or buy a car, they check your credit rating. And that is why it's very important on the usage of your credit card that you're holding in your hand. It's so nice to flash over the counter and tap on the Wi-Fi FPOS. It's very easy to use, but we can easily get carried away. Sometimes we get the value of our credit card of $2,000. On the very first day, we go and spend the $2,000 straight out because it's the money that we don't have. It's quite hard to control, but you need to find the control. And also on the credit rating, they will monitor the way that you use your card. If you use your card and you pay that back back to your credit card, then it shows a very good value for your credit rating, very good rating, because you manage your credit well. And one that I begin to do before I actually take out my credit card was, as I use my credit card, I will, like some places that I cannot use my debit, and I use the credit card, I'll take the money, I will transfer the money from my debit card and put it back to my credit card. It's like, I treat that credit card not like a credit card, I treat it like a debit card, which means I use money. And the money that I budget to be used for that certain things, I will continue to use, and if they don't take debit card, I will channel this money through the credit card, putting payments into that credit card and using the credit card. Once you, you control that, once you have your mind around that kind of usage, then you're in a very best place for credit rating, which means you're not using your credit card by doing credits. You're using your credit card for the
For the
activities
points, yeah.
that is, activity that is happening within your card, but it's a good rating because you're putting money back in. And whatever that you're using out, you're putting it in. If you use it for your fuel, for $100 fuel, don't wait for the end of the month a payment statement to tell you what to pay. As long as you use $100 for your fuel, you put back the $100 fuel in there. Because you plan your life, you manage your life within the money that you're earning. So live your life within your means, within the money that you're earning. When you live within your means, no matter what the credit card you have on the side, the means that you have in here, put back that money into that credit card, even though you use a credit card for your purchase. You use the credit card for your purchase and you channel the finances back to your credit card exactly as the finances that you use out.
Yeah.
And yeah, I would like to talk more about these finances coming next Saturday, because this is the season for it, that you just exhaust all the cards, exhaust your credit, exhaust your debit, just for the season. And sometimes it's not worth it because money you can save, and that money it's well spent, and that money it's well used, and that money also can help with your credit rating.
Most of the time, be careful with your finance transaction, because this is the time the scammers too, they will watch your account, they can hack into your account. There are a lot of people that they are crying over somebody going into their account and take away. You have to be careful for those travelers that sometimes you buy tickets online. You have to be careful that somebody can just message you knowing that you are traveling here, that you will buy your ticket, and they can use that occasion. You just have to be very careful at this time.
It's actually sharing, because we had a couple that travel all the way from Europe. They joined us in Winnipeg. They purchased their tickets online, and they receive a phone call. That's exactly what he's sharing today, and they got scammed of £1,500, and they lost that money through that phone call for somebody accessing their tickets that was purchased online. But they reported it, and they were just blessed. And God was faithful that they managed to get their money back. And according to them, as they were coming into Winnipeg, that money managed to come back, because they reported it to the bank, and they reported it to the agency where they purchased a few things from. And goes back to what he's sharing with us today. There are scammers out there. There are people that are always asking questions. They look so real, but they're not real. Check the email that comes through your email box. Check the messages that come through your phone. Just be vigilant with these little things, because when you're not, it can cost you a lot.
Because we are in the time of spending. This is a time of spending. So these the activities of scammers, they will rise. And I believe the police a month ago, they were warning us, those that are going out shopping, that we must check again and check your wallet. For those of you that go to the busy streets of Suva and Lautoka, be careful of your bags that are not open all the time. That there are people that they are looking for openings like this. And Family Table Talk, we want to assist you and help you.
To remind you.
And to remind you on your everyday life. Including you're going out shopping. Sometimes be careful that there will be a shop that will say sale, 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 or whatever. But if you check the price, the promotion can be good, the advertisement can be good, but the price is still the same. And when you look at the goods, make sure the expiry dates, and if they are raw meat, be careful. You have to check time and time again. We are into a time of festive, and there can be people out there, they are looking for opportunity to grab the few extra dollars here and there. Make sure you are not in the receiving end, because you are vigilant in whatever you do. Your cars to be locked. When you leave your home, make sure your home to be locked, and make sure all the gas, the cylinders to be all off. Because there are people that they lost everything just because of the accident that they have. So this is a time to be vigilant in all your areas. And for those of us that we are believers, we know God, also this is a time to be vigilant, because the world out there is also wanting to grab you, and all the saving physically, all the money that you save along in 2023 can we just go into vapor in just a split of a second. So be careful of when you enjoy life, when you go out there to your relatives, your friends. Also, be careful of the friends that you mingle with. You must know them, you must trust them. It all depends on the value that you have.
Well, we're coming towards the end of the week for most of us that have children and grandchildren going to school. Some schools are having prom nights, and some schools are having their prize giving and also their annual concerts. And there's a lot of happenings in school.
Just be
and
careful.
be part of your children's last moments. And some of them are leaving school for year 13. That's what I'm experiencing. And some is just one of those moments that happen every year, still having your children coming back to school the next year. So whatever it is, continue to be part of your children's life, and also to be part of what they're doing in school. And come next year, if you're not really active in your school for this 2023, try and be more active in 2024. At least bring a salsa bromo, bring a mop into their classroom, or just a doormat into their classroom, to be part of whatever's happening in school. And also a moment for us to say thank you to the teachers who have taught our children throughout the year. Thank you to all the teachers, whether in primary or secondary, as well as kindergarten schools. We take this time to thank all our teachers that have really worked tirelessly and to look after our children, and also to help them gain the knowledge in 2023. A big vinakabakalevu to all the head of schools and all the committees and the PTAs and every organization, every element that have helped the school achieve its purpose, and also achieve individually in every student that have come in. All the boarding schools, for the bursars and the people that have cooked for them. Thank you for this moment. And I would like to thank everybody else. So for the parents that are listening today, find a time to thank teachers of your children. And if you don't have any PTIs happening before they leave school, send them a message, or have a moment to tell them, thank you for teaching my children, or thank you for teaching my son, or thank you for teaching my daughter. Thank you for being part of my family. And then it becomes a holistic thing. It becomes your family. Because throughout the year, there were the other adults that has a lot of interaction with your children over the year. So make that time and take the moment to send them a note to say thank you. I have to think of all the teachers that teach my children for this, my grandchildren for this year. There's subject teachers and their form teachers. The little notes that I can write to them to thank them for helping my grandchildren become who they are come the end of 2023. For that, I am so grateful. And you come to the end.
We invite all the youth out there. If you have nothing to do at the end of December, remember at the Dome, the Youth Symposium from the 29th to the 4th of January. So if you are interested, I believe there's a lot of promo and ad coming on the television. So everyone is invited. Come and enjoy about 2,000 youth that will get together at the Dome in Suva.
Yeah, we're looking forward to have you. It's going to be exciting. Excursions, training, all things. You really love
worship
it.
And
sports,
praising.
Indoor, outdoor, a lot of things happening at the same time. You will enjoy it because you will enjoy it with droves of children from all over Fiji. We even have a team coming in from Australia, so it's going to be fun. Join us.
So from here in Turek in Suva, family table talk every Saturday, 7:30. May you have a blessed weekend.
A family is an epitome of God's love towards mankind. God designed us to live in families, and the Bible reveals that family relationships are important to Him.
But as a believer, do you feel that you're still struggling?
Maybe you're still struggling with your relationship,
Struggling with your finances?
struggling at work,
With your social life?
or with your spiritual life.
We invite you to join us
On our family table talk every Saturday.
at 7:30 a.m. on my TV.
Or catch us on our Facebook page.
Attention everyone, listen up. Mark your calendar because our youth symposium event this December is the place to be.
What's in store? Engaging activities